Hello everyone, welcome to Records and Rants. My name is Ice. Today we have a fantastic show, a show that I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to watch today because we are talking about Morgan Wallen and his new songs that he released off of his album, One Thing at a Time, dropping March 3rd. So today, Dixon and I are going to take a look at this, and we're going to give our opinion on him, and you might be surprised at what we think about it, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But I cannot do this without Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be here. Did I detect a little country twang? Because we're kind of going in a different direction with this episode.
I think so. I think I let it slide in there. It's like, it's funny you say that because you ever sing a country song like out loud while you're in the car?
Yeah.
You kind of have
yes.
to. You kind of have to add the country twang. You ever try to sing it just straight up with your plain voice? It just doesn't sound right. It's weird.
That really does not fit in. With the context at all. You're absolutely right.
No, it doesn't. I like my truck. I like it. So, like it doesn't
wow,
work.
Wow, really going stereotyping right there, right with the truck.
Well, I mean, come on. I did it.
The good stuff. Baby looking beautiful out on the lake. It's
the dog.
Y'all gonna like this.
This is gonna be great. But before we get into that, I want to discuss one single particular comment, like we do every single episode. So, comment we got from our most recent video, and this is from our buddy OLED Nom 2780.
Okay. Yep.
He says, this is verbatim, "It's not they. It's Kevin Parker in the studio creating all the music himself. To talk about music, why not research it a little bit first? He uses a band when he plays live." Now, you know what?
Right.
First things first. I gotta say this right off the bat. I think it's the first
time
we've ever.
Chest.
Yes, I'm getting it off my chest right now. Why is it on YouTube that people have to try to be the rudest that they possibly can? You couldn't just say, "Oh, hey guys, just so you know, it's just Kevin Parker. Just a heads up." It's no. Right. Do more research, you stupid idiots. How about you do some more research? And you know what? And you know what? Second of all, yeah, you might be right. Okay, so the band doesn't suck. Kevin Parker sucks. There. Are you happy? Are you happy to hear that now?
Exactly what I was going to say.
Okay,
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's the truth. It's what we did was we listened to the music. We're not Tame Impala experts. Mm-hmm. And the thing is we said before, we were impressed with the production. We like the production. There's different layers, all those kind of things. Maybe even a little bit more impressive now that there's one single dude in the studio doing it and then plays it live with the band. But regardless, we were looking at the music and it still wasn't good.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't matter if there was 15 people in the studio. It's one guy. Great. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, great. Fine. Fantastic. I mean, now we could target our anger at one single person rather than the entire band, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I guess the guy is right though.
No, yeah, that's that. No, we appreciate all that.
Yeah,
it's always good to hear. And once again, this is our venue of listening to music, talking about music, because we understand music, but we're not experts. We just kind of like to shoot the breeze a little bit, and are happy to have you join us. But like you said, regardless of what or who Tame Impala is or what they do, we just weren't impressed or really all that much of a fan.
Yeah, I think that was the entire thing. And
we predicted that. We assumed that they were going to get some hate from the Tame Impala crowd.
No, we did expect that. The surprising thing is though that if you look at the analytics of the video, and I was very surprised about this, no dislikes yet, which is very surprising.
Wow, yeah, that is surprising.
Yeah, we got 100, a little over 100 views. We got 3 likes, but nothing so far disliking it. And typically, when you see someone attacking your favorite band, usually people will click on that video, immediately dislike, and click off. So
right.
That's usually what happens. But right now, I'm happy to say 100% like rating. So.
100% like rating, and shout out to all the new subs joining our channel. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we broke the old 4-0. That's a huge momentous occasion. We're gonna have to celebrate this weekend.
Yes, definitely a milestone, a birthday, if you will.
Absolutely. I think
100%.
I would say we're on track. I want to here's what I'm saying right now, guys. If you're listening right now, please hit that
Yeah, let's hear it.
subscribe button. I want to hit 100 subs by June. I'm going to give us a little leeway. I want to hit it by June. I want to hit it by summer. It's the summer of 100. That's what it's going to be.
I like that. And wouldn't you want to help us make our dreams come true? Click that sub button and let's go from there.
Yeah, and then we could do like a Q&A. I think that'd be a lot of fun. A lot of people do like a 100 sub Q&A kind of thing. You could ask us questions if you're subscribed, or if you just want to comment below. I think we'll do that in the future. We'll work out all the details, BTS, but I think that's what we're gonna do.
Sounds like a plan. I love it. Love the sound of it. Maybe even a giveaway.
Oh yes, that would be amazing. I think that would really just show our appreciation to the fans, because we really do.
Yes, 5-minute phone call with either one of us of your choosing.
with $50 fee and application.
Yes,
non-refundable.
Yes, submit your applications now for $50. Yeah. We'll get through them.
Oh man. But yeah, so our boy,
yes,
Morgan Wallen. Now this guy has been making a lot of headway, and I only say recently just because especially for me, because we were talking about this BTS, but my fiance plays Morgan Wallen all the time, nonstop.
Yes, mine too. I've heard these songs over and over again. I've heard the catalog, and what was interesting about Morgan Wallen, I don't think a lot of people realize he was on The Voice for a minute. Back in the day, 2015 or 6th season of The Voice.
Yeah. I saw this. 2014 to 2017, he was on The Voice. Competed on season 6.
Wow.
Yeah, auditioned with the song "Collide" by Howie Day. That was I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, and according to Wiki, at least, it didn't hit mainstream success until 2018.
Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, and this guy is relatively young, I would say. 1993. He's 29 right now. Birthday coming up, so there's that. He's gonna hit the big 3-0.
Happy early birthday to our friend of the show, Morgan. And I've always liked Morgan Wallen stuff. I've never really had a problem with any of it. I think his album Dangerous, the double album, I thought there was a lot of good mainstream country writing on there for the most part.
And I totally agree, and that's really one of the big things that I wanted to hit on is the fact that I feel Morgan Wallen, I mean, I don't think you could say he's anything other than mainstream country. It's something you'd hear on the radio. It's modern. Some of his songs have a little bit more old school twang to it, but I feel like he makes modern country good in a way.
Right, 100%.
Because I could look at,
he's definitely
sorry, what were we gonna say?
I definitely got some roots as opposed to this sort of like manufactured, Ford Georgia line kind of thing. Just like, I don't know, because the stuff has that alternative twang, that traditional roots, but also a little bit of that EDM kind of hip hop flavor that's been kind of hot on the country scene the last few years too.
Yeah, like you get, and especially one of the songs, we'll talk about the songs that were looked at in a minute, but the one song, I Wrote the Book, it really channeled, I mean, it literally has a trap beat on it with the triplets and the hi-hats and things like that. So you get a little bit of that in the mix of the songs that we listen to, but I think overall, it doesn't focus too hard on that, which I like. I think it's fine to have some songs like that. Now, a lot of diehard country fans, purists might not like that, but I think it's fun to throw that in every now and then. I mean, I guess it makes some songs catchy, but
definitely.
I guess we'll talk about the 6 songs that we listen to. Now, these are going to be off of his new album.
Yep.
One Thing at a Time, and these are released on YouTube. You can watch them. There's lyric videos. So the songs we listened to are Last Night, Everything I Loved, I Wrote the Book, One Thing at a Time, Days That Ended Why, and Tennessee Fan.
Yes, yeah. These are kind of a dump of his new songs that he put out to kind of build up momentum. He has a couple other singles that have been floating out there probably since the last summer, and those are good too. But this was like the first real collection because they came right after he announced the new album. And I think we got to give Morgan Wallen credit. He's battled back. He's been canceled a few times. He's been the subject of controversy, and now he seems like he's like hotter than ever.
I know, it's pretty crazy. What did he get canceled for?
Maybe we shouldn't even get him. I say we should give him credit for being canceled. Maybe we shouldn't give him any credit. Maybe it's a really interesting psychological experiment on why the canceling didn't stick. But he used the N-word with his friends.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, he's going incest, and they recorded him. How they got the video, I have no idea. And that was like a big thing. And then he was with there was still COVID era restrictions happening, and he was at a bar kissing women when he was scheduled to appear on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
That week, and they canceled his performance, but then rescheduled him for later, which was kind of interesting. And he was arrested for disorderly conduct. So it would be an interesting perspective, like an experiment, or to see the perspective of that. Sometimes the canceling sticks, and sometimes it doesn't, and it's interesting how people take to one thing or the other. I know it certainly doesn't bother the lady folk anyway with Morgan Wallen's music. It seems like
not at all. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So he's kind of seems like a bro. Maybe he's kind of a douchebag, but I mean, music wise, if we could separate the artist from the art, Yeah, no,
absolutely. Yeah. And I think it could also be the fact that you don't internalize the thing and say, I'm the worst person in the world. I'm stepping away for now. Everyone's correct about me. I'm racist and stuff. Now, he did issue an apology. He said, I used an unacceptable and inappropriate racial slur that I wish I could take back. And that's what he told TMZ. But when you don't make it the whole thing, if you don't really take a lot of attention to it, then I guess it is what it is. And I'm a white guy. What do I really have to say about this? But in my opinion, the way that he used it wasn't like explicitly racist. He wasn't going around and calling people this racial slur in an offensive
wasn't malicious,
term.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't malicious. So, I mean, yeah, it's racist, but I mean, you can make an apology, you could come away from it. I think he handled it well, at least in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's got to clean up his act a little. Well, I think he's definitely cleaned up his act.
Yeah,
and I think he's has some of that redemption factor on some of his music. So like you said, it is what it is, and glad he's moving past it. But like you said, is he? I don't know if he's, growing up in the southeastern United States. When you hear rap music with the word and with the word with the A on the end, as he used it, is pretty popular in hip hop songs and the local vernacular.
Yeah,
probably has a lot of, if not some, African American friends. I don't see him, waving a Confederate flag or anything like that.
Yes,
he's a little bit more or less a slip of the tongue, and unfortunately, that's what happened. And not that we condone it; it's time to move past it. But it is what it is.
Yes, exactly. But I agree that he shouldn't be completely canceled over this. Now, I mean, as far as these songs go, though, I do have a critique, and I want to bring it up at the end. But yeah, I have a little bit of a problem with this. But
oh my goodness,
we're gonna get into that. But I think overall, I did enjoy these songs a lot, and I think it shows that you can make modern country good. And every single song I listened to of this 6-song list is very, very catchy.
They're catchy, yes, and they're catchy with that. They Morgan Wallen kind of has the same vibe to his songs, and they kind of all sound the same. Once again, our critique of Tame Impala kind of sticks, but they all have different. I think I'm contradicting myself, but they do have a sort of a different vibe to each one. There's a different tempo, there's a different range with them. I think that really works well, and that's something that's good on the mainstream country aspect, because you don't hear a whole lot of that. One lane all the time.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I think with some modern country artists, you know what you're getting right out the gate. But yeah, these do kind of have a little bit of a different vibe. And like I said before, the one song I wrote the book, it has a trap beat, which was completely different from Everything I Love, because Everything I Love, I think, has a little more of a country, old school country twang to it, I believe.
Right. No, I'm with you 100%. And some of these songs he was the co-writer on. Some of them he didn't write, and that's the case for this whole album too. I was a little confused. Good.
No, I was gonna say that's what I want to bring up at the end. That's
Okay, all right, okay, good, all right, good.
no,
I'm glad to hear that.
yeah. But so go ahead.
I was gonna say, the thing that confused me on last night. So the song last night. Last night we let the liquor talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember everything we said, but we said it all. So it sounds like. So then it goes into this thing where he's, they're having an intimate moment. I kiss your lips, make you grip the sheets with your fingertips. Well, pretty explicit there for Mr. Wallen, right? But then it goes into this like, oh yeah, we're breaking up, and I wish I never met you, and that kind of thing. Like it kind of confused me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, and I kind of insultingly called this the white trash song. This thing. I mean, I'm just picturing a guy and a girl getting drunk and fighting with each other and getting angry, but they still have sex, but yet at the same time they hate each other, and the liquor was talking. That's just kind of what I took it as. But I didn't really understand that either. No, I'm totally with you on that.
It's if you listen to it's funny because if you go to Everything I Love, it's this wish I would have met you anywhere but where I did, some old high-rise town that I won't ever go again. He has a history of this on Dangerous. He met some girl in a beach town. He was far away. He seems like he's on the road, and he might dabble into the local crowds and go out and meet people or meet women, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's basically says you ruined everything I love after he took her home to meet his mama and all this kind of stuff. And I guess it didn't end well after all.
Yeah. This guy seems like he really does, goes to each local watering hole and kind of he kind of gets what he wants out of the night, I guess you could say.
Oh my goodness, what a tomcat! I
know, seriously. I mean, yeah, watch out if your girl's in the same area as Morgan Wallen, within 100-mile radius. Just watch out.
100%. He's the hillbilly version of Pete Davidson. I think he's makes his way around. He's just on the prowl, which is interesting because we were going to touch on a couple other songs too. He released a song. I Don't Think Jesus, which is going to be on the same album, which is a really good song. I think that's an excellent song and really good message because it basically says, if I were Jesus, I would say we can't redeem you. It's over. Get lost. But he don't work that way. Is basically what Morgan is saying.
Yeah.
So you have this moment of redemption, this moment of clarity. But then he's still like, you know what? We let the liquor talk, and I can't stand you. Get out of my house. Yeah. It's
like he's so close, but he comes back. He's stuck in his ways, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is funny because you were saying about I wrote the book.
Yes.
He evidently he has written the book on the country boy lifestyle. When it comes to hitching up the boat up, backing down the ramp in my old truck to find a bunch of logs to catch a bunch of hogs. Yeah, I wrote the book. but he says, but there's one that lays by the lamp on the nightstand, one that says don't cuss and don't fight or let the bottle turn you into a different man. But damn if I don't do it every Friday night. And this is kind of like an upbeat song, and it's kind of a weird thing. Like, yeah, I wrote the book on being a country boy, and I like to booze and I like to party, but I'm a man of God. But I kind of ignore it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. Here we are.
Yeah, I'm getting weird mixed messages.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. But it's an odd contrast with Don't Think Jesus, and then you have I wrote the book, which is. Maybe he's obviously trying to be a better person. I believe that. I think that's true. I think that's true of a lot of us. But it just doesn't really communicate that on that song. I wrote the book, and I don't know. Did he? Let's see here. Looks like he did write that one. He co-wrote this song as well. So interesting, right from his perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it is kind of weird, and to go with the confusing aspect of it, I think the trap beat just doesn't work with this song. Again, I like it. The trap beat's catchy, but I feel like with the lyrics behind the song, it doesn't mesh well. Now, if you're just listening to it, you won't even care at all. But yeah,
no, right, exactly. Yeah,
sounded off to me.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in like you said. It's kind of are we singing gospel or are we doing the Saturday night whatever it is?
Yeah.
So this is a pretty interesting. This is a song I really liked, and it's Tennessee Fan.
Tennessee fan. I knew you were gonna love this one. You're a big collegiate guy.
Yeah. This is a great. I think this is a good song. Morgan co-wrote this song. The girl from Alabama. She meets a Tennessee boy. He's a big Tennessee boy. Tennessee Volunteers. And they ended up, creating a relationship. What I like is that actually this past year, Tennessee beat Alabama for the first time in a while this past college football season. So it's kind of fitting.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that there was a song previously released by this artist, Megan Maroney, and it's called Tennessee Orange. And the lyric is, one of the lyrics are, he's got me doing things I've never done. In Georgia, they call it a sin. I'm wearing Tennessee Orange for him.
Wow.
And this was last year, 2022. She confirmed that she was wearing a Tennessee Volunteers t-shirt, and it did in fact belong to Morgan Wallen.
Really?
Yes. So he's kind of, if you're in the South where college football is the whole thing, let's just look at this from a logical perspective.
Yeah.
It's
Break
like
it down.
It's like being on two different religions, two different political spectrums, extremes of each. There's no like, oh, we're going to cross the aisle and make friends.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The idea that we're going to make this whole thing work. Somebody from Alabama, she's wearing the houndstooth, like Bear Bryant's old hat. And she's going to start a life possibly with a Tennessee fan and then disrespect her family and wear Tennessee Orange for him. I mean, I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's a little idyllic, I think. I don't know.
I mean, see, I don't know much about this stuff, but it sounds like a grave sin, honestly. And
Yes.
yeah, it just kind of forced it to work. I don't know much about it, but I'm glad you were able to offer the information on that point.
This is a great line too from the song. Lord knows her mom and daddy's jaw would drop if they heard her singing every word of Rocky Top. Rocky Top is their fight song, traditional bluegrass ballad. I mean, I really love the content of it because I think it's such a taboo thing when you think about when you're considering these two fan bases, organizations, whatever you want to say. But evidently he's trying to make it work, and possibly this Megan Maroney might be hooked on the idea of wearing Tennessee Orange. You never know.
Now, is this a real person? Is the name a real person?
Tennessee Orange?
No. The Megan.
Oh, yeah. It's an actual female country artist.
Oh, okay. I should have known that. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So she wrote the song Tennessee Orange, which came out before this song, and she's wearing Tennessee Orange for him. But now, of course, she says she's from Georgia. He's writing this about Alabama, maybe just to skew the narrative.
I see.
Throw people off the scent. I don't know, but he evidently scooped up somebody from Bama, and here they are singing Rocky Top.
There you go. I wonder how it feels to be that girl knowing you have a song written about you. Because I believe this actually happened. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
just the way that this guy
so
is. Yeah.
I think so too. I think he just scooped in there. It doesn't matter what shirt you're wearing. Watch out, Morgan Wallen's coming for you.
Just watch yourself.
Amazing.
I think out of this entire list, I think my favorite song it has to be the name of the album, the song that it's named after. It has to be One Thing at a Time.
Yeah, it's a good one. That is definitely a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was super catchy, but it had a more pop focus other than country. I think this is like a quintessential modern country kind of song.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I like the idea of him going through this breakup. He's quitting her, but he's still on the nicotine. He's amphetamines as well. He mentions he's doing all these drugs, but he can't quit them because he's still dealing with that. So it's just like, I don't know. I think I love that little. It's just an interesting little thing that we all kind of go through that he just put into a song. I find that interesting.
Absolutely. You're feeling those emotions. You're going around. I could burn the bar down, or I could take your number out my phone. Yep. We've all been there,
Exactly.
And perhaps this is where it's all coming full circle, that he tried to convert an Alabama fan. Ooh. And now he's on the amphetamines, and this is how it ends up.
Yeah, I mean that could very well be it. I think we're onto something here.
It's so true. This is how it ends up in the SEC when you root for another team and you try to make it happen.
Yeah.
but what was really cool, I think that was really good. I like that, one thing at a time. Days That End in Y, I think is really good because it's a little bit of a play on words there.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yes,
Yeah, I noted that down too.
yeah, it's been nights that start with whiskey and days that end in why. You're shooting the whiskey.
Yep.
Why did this happen? What's going on? What is it? You have that heartbreak moment. And that's kind of relatable too.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. That was the big overall thing that I did with all these songs, that I noted that they're all relatable in an interesting way. And I know that country songs usually are, but just the way that all these kind of melded together, and that you could think of like a time when you could relate to these songs. I really appreciated that, and I think that's what makes him a good country singer.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's I noticed this too, that Days That End in Y was one of the ones from the list that he didn't co-write. But the writing on there, like I said, I think it's really relatable. I think it's good. Like when she finally threw in the towel with her makeup bag in her hand, knee-down earrings, and why she never felt the need to tell me what I did. Wow, that's pretty good.
It really is. But now, I mean, I guess to get on to my criticism, it's like, well, that's not Morgan Wallen talking there, and that's the issue that I kind of had with this. And I know a lot of modern country stars are kind of made, quote unquote, that they have these songs written and they're like, oh, he fits the bill right there, and we're gonna have him sing this song, and we're gonna sell it to him, and he's gonna sing it, he's gonna perform it, he'll be the face of it.
Yes.
I do really appreciate that he co-wrote a lot of these, but if you look through the discography of the One Thing at a Time track listing, you'll notice that he co-wrote, I don't know, I haven't counted all these, but maybe half of them. Gotcha. But a lot of them he didn't. So it just makes me think like, oh man, I don't know what I want to say. I don't get me wrong, he's definitely a talented singer, but it's just the fact that they're not written by him. Now, you could make the argument that it's such a large list of songs. I mean, this is probably the longest album I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna lie, 36 tracks.
Yeah, that's 36 songs for sure.
That's really impressive. So maybe you could kind of say like, well, that you just can't produce that much in a small amount of time. But overall, I think all these songs were fantastic that we listened to, but
yeah, I thought they were good. Definitely.
I would just, as far as you relate it back to Morgan Wallen, it just kind of disappointed me that it's like, okay, well, he didn't really write all these songs. I may even be a little nitpicky, and that's kind of the thing in this industry. But that's what I feel about it.
No, I'm with you 100%. He seems to collaborate a lot with Hardy and Ernest.
Yeah,
and Ernest and Hardy and Morgan Wallen kind of came up at the same time. Writers, singers, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They've collaborated with Diplo. Had a moment there. I think he still might be on the Western kick where Diplo was releasing stuff under his real name, Thomas Hardy, as a country EDM fusion.
Yeah.
Ernest wrote the song "Heartless" that became an EDM remix kind of deal. So I think they're all honest guys. I think that with 36 songs, I think there's got to be, maybe as an artist, you want to say, okay, well, I have a record company, I have writers I work with, I have a contract, but I also want to put my own stuff on there. I think that maybe there's something there too. That's why it's so massive. But I like all those guys. I really like their stuff. I think it's a good new brand of country that's not just I don't know. It's just not Luke Bryan, and it's not country girls shaking it in your face, and it's
oh
it's
God, that
like,
friggin' song! Yeah. I cannot stand that song.
that is a terrible song.
Oh.
And it seems that for that moment, people really liked it. I don't know if it's standing the test of time over the last couple years, but it was everywhere for a minute.
Oh, it was. Unfortunately, to my dismay, it was. But oh man. Luke Bryan is, you just look at him and he is what is wrong, I think, with modern country.
Yeah, he's definitely, and from what I understand his background, he tried to do different things before he settled on being a country artist.
That makes
he was trying to do a rock band and stuff like that.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So are you gonna run out and get this album March 3rd?
I'm not gonna lie. I think I might, because I think this might be, it would definitely be the first country album I ever get in my lifetime. But I'll say this: I don't know if I'm gonna purchase it, but I do have Spotify, so
Oh, the Spotify, yes.
I
No.
will. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying, don't you own something by Luke Combs? Aren't you a Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton kind of guy?
I don't think I'm a Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton guy.
I thought you have Luke Combs on vinyl.
My fiance bought that.
Oh, so it doesn't belong to you?
It doesn't belong to me, no.
Oh, so you're not a Luke Combs guy?
I mean, I like him. I definitely like him.
He's all right.
Yeah,
he's all right. Okay,
yeah.
all right. Because I caught a glimpse of your collection. I saw Luke Combs in there, so I thought,
what's going on there?
A blatant falsehood. If this was the first country album I've ever purchased.
No, I'm not. I don't lie. I don't lie to our fans. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, my fiance already has it pre-ordered on iTunes.
Of course.
And I said to her, well, I like to have the CD. I like to have the CD because if I'm gonna buy something and commit to an album, I want the CD, or if it's of course the vinyl. So I said, "Did you get the CD?" And she said, "Yeah, I pre-ordered the CD." And then I'm thinking, okay, well, wait, let's think about this for a second. So I asked her, I said, "Wait, you pre-ordered the CD?" She said, "Yeah, I got it on iTunes." And I said, "Well, you pre-ordered the album." She goes, "Yes, I pre-ordered the album," because she was using CD and album interchangeably, which happened when CDs were still a thing.
Well, yeah.
So I'll go out and grab the compact disc. Let's just spell it out in clear language.
Okay. I will not. I will be listening to it on Spotify. But I will say this: it'll be the first country album that I am looking forward to ever. So there is that.
That's wild.
Yeah, and there's
kind of good.
No, I was just gonna say I'm very interested because I'm looking at some of these songs and they're featuring Eric Church, one with Hardy.
Right.
So I'm excited about listening to those.
We've gone to several country songs or country concerts. You and I.
We have
back in the day.
We have.
It's just more or less the party aspect, I suppose.
If I'm to be blatantly honest, yes. I hate to say, not to say that I don't enjoy listening to country music. I just never, I guess, related to it too much.
Right.
That's just me being a soft city boy. Even though I'm not, but I just don't really relate to the whole country aspect.
I'm with you.
Other than it being fun to listen to. I mean, come summer, that's going to be on. But
yes. I feel like I appreciate more country writing, even modern country writing, than I do other songs, other genres in this day and age.
I could see that. I could totally understand that.
Yeah, but I definitely saw Florida Georgia Line twice. And the first time I thought this is the worst concert I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I hate to be a hater. I will go see anybody. I will listen to anything. But it was probably the worst concert I was ever at. They had this weird lyric video and these weird like melodies, like these they were doing like they wouldn't play a full song for a while.
Oh God.
So then everybody that we knew was going to see them again. So I'm like, all right, I'll give them another shot. And it was still not good.
So it was just a one-time fluke. It was continuously bad.
It was exactly. And then around that same time, I saw Eric Church, and Eric Church had this whole thing, The Outsiders, and he had this big inflatable balloon, and he was doing the Drive-By Truckers were his opening act. And I thought, wow, this is a great show. This is like a really good country show. And I talked to people who said, oh, I hated that concert. That was the worst thing. Wow. So I guess they know their audience. Maybe the country guys, Florida Georgia Line, I think knows their audience and knows, who pays the bills. I mean, that's why they do
it. I think you're totally right on that, because I feel like if you're a Florida Georgia country fan, you're not. Right. That doesn't translate to, say, Eric Church.
Right,
it's
right, exactly. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Jeez, well, hey, this is good that you're kind of broadening the horizons. You and Morgan, you and the fiance are definitely going to be bumping it for sure.
Well, I hear it about every single day, so I mean,
you have no choice.
Yeah, I have no choice. Yeah, we were. Yeah, my fiance and I we were driving around the other day. I forget where we were going, but yeah, it was just Morgan Wallen on nonstop. It wasn't a mix of random songs. It was just Morgan Wallen.
I tell you what, he has a way with the ladies, and that's it.
I guess so. I guess you're right. Now let me ask you this, Dixon. Are we gonna wait to give a rating to this, or are we gonna rate Morgan Wallen on these 6 songs, or rate these 6 songs as a group? What do you think? Should we hold off until the album comes out and have hold off. Have a special
Yeah, let's do a Morgan Wallen special.
Yeah.
Just what we need in the stadium.
Yeah.
More Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. I guess you could say we're taking one thing at a time. So, you know.
Oh my goodness! Only on days that ended in Y.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my gosh! Interesting.
Yeah.
What?
No. Yeah. So everyone, I know a lot of people are going to be upset that we're not giving our rating, but you're going to have to wait until the album releases on March 3rd, 2023. That's not that long. You don't have to wait that long.
Oh yeah, it'll be a couple weeks
Yeah.
before you know it. You'll be having that album going on your Spotify, and it'll all be good. And finally say, hey, I can get where Ice and Dixon are coming from with these tracks.
Yeah. Maybe then you'll understand.
Then you'll finally get it.
Yeah. Then you'll get it. Oh man.
Love it.
What I don't get though, Dixon,
Uh-oh.
is the relationship that we're about to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
And that is, well, how about you introduce them, because you're very intimately close with this. You know more than I do, and we've had heartbreak recently, apparently.
Yeah, so we got heartbreak.
Yeah.
We followed this couple since the beginning, and that's why it's so heartbreaking, I think, for us.
Yeah, we started the show with these guys.
I think it was our first episode.
I think it was like the second one that came out. We're talking about these guys now. Yeah, but anyways.
So, friend of the show, Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, and Megan Fox have apparently split. Following the marriage where they drank each other's blood. They had this whole like
ritual,
rituals, and just going 90 miles an hour at all times in this relationship. And
yeah.
It seems like they've broken up.
That is very not surprising. It's really not surprising, honestly. I was going to say it is, but it's not, because we kind of saw this coming.
Yes,
because I feel like these guys were just in it for the spectacle of it. At least one of them was in it for the spectacle of the whole thing. And
right,
I'm not gonna lie, Megan Fox, maybe she's normal, but I think MGK brings a tinge of craziness to the whole thing, and maybe she wasn't quite ready for it.
Yeah, I think you got to be a really special person to put up with either Megan Fox or Machine Gun Kelly.
I agree.
And it sounds like they're calling it a quote. This is from E News. They're calling it a soft launch of a breakup. That they've been spotted together. They had a big fight over Super Bowl weekend. They've been spotted together, and this was after Megan Kelly.
What a name!
Not the news personality. Megan Fox, Machine Gun, deleted the picture. Deleted the pictures of him. Unfollowed him, which is huge. That's huge.
That is big. That is big.
Yes, and then went ahead and deleted the whole account. And she posted a cryptic. Before she did that, she posted a post. You can taste the dishonesty. It's all over your breath. She wrote,
wow.
Quoting from Beyonce's 2016 songs, Pray You Catch Me. That was from Lemonade, which was the post Jay-Z era and Beyonce cheating scandal, adultery. He had to publicly apologize, and she wrote this whole big thing that just because you got with somebody doesn't mean I can too. So that would kind of lead you down a certain direction where she's headed. That's
pretty interesting. I mean, what do you think actually happened? Now I'm actually looking at the post that she made where she said you can taste the dishonesty, it's all of your breath, and then this person, some random person, says he probably got with Sophie, and then Megan Fox responds, maybe I got with Sophie. What is this about?
Boy.
What's that about?
This Sophie seems to be the key to this whole thing.
This is fantastic. I love this. Okay, so Sophie's the homewrecker, I guess.
Homewrecker Sophie. We don't know if it was with Fox or Machine Gun. Perhaps. It sounds, but it's like you said. I think that when you start out each other drinking each other's blood. And everything has to be a spectacle. Everything has to be an in-your-face. They have to make a statement. They have to do a ritual. It's got to be hard to keep it up and be honest in a relationship.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think at that point you're putting yourself on as a show. You're like an act at that point.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of act involved. So we'll see what the future holds for these two, but it looks like they were spotted together briefly in public. So, like I said, it might be this idea, soft launch, which is an interesting concept.
Soft launch to a breakup. I like that. I could see it coming. Again, you could probably go back to our second video we ever made. I'm sure that we called this at the beginning. We probably said, how long is it going to last? I might actually
100%.
scrub through our last video and try to figure that out, but I probably said a couple years or something. That sounds like something I would say, but I guess we're there. It only took 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a quick turnaround for MGK and Megan Fox. So we'll see if they, can redeem themselves. I mean, I guess they're running out of bodily fluids from each other to consume. So
it's so disgusting.
Who knows where it's gonna go? It can only go. It can only get worse. From there.
such a perverse lifestyle. I mean, I tell you what.
Yeah, it's truly perverse, and definitely. Just to circle back to Morgan Wallen, nothing that you would find in the book on the nightstand by your lampshade. I think they gotta get right with each other and get their souls right, and then see how it goes.
I think they got a lot of working on themselves first. Yeah, but so yeah. Well, yes. I mean, good luck, Mr. Machine Gun. Hopefully, you can find someone else to drink your blood. I guess.
Yeah, you need to match that crazy, and it might be impossible.
I totally agree, but we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on what's developing, and we'll be here for we're living through the soft launch right now, but we'll be here for the actual breakup. So
yes.
Stay tuned for that one.
Stay tuned for that one. Fox or Kelly, if you want to come on the show, explain your side.
Yeah,
we're happy to mediate and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your side of the story, guys. So just make sure you subscribe. That goes out to MG and Mr. Machine Gun and Megan, as well as anyone who's watching this right now. Really appreciate it. We just got up to 40. That's huge. That's a milestone. We love every single one of you. So let us know how much you love us by absolutely abusing the subscribe button. and if you don't want to do that, that's fine. It's a click away, but that's fine if you don't want to do that. But what you could really do is leave a comment. We read all of them. We respond to all of them. And we have a lot of fun with them, as you saw at the beginning of today's show. So if you want to do that, we'd really like that too.
Absolutely. You'll be exposed to a whole new audience. You'll be able to get your ideas out there where they might not be completely in public view. So yeah, we're happy to share comments. We love comments. Comment what we should hear, what we should listen to next from Morgan Wallen or Tane and Paula, or whoever it might be that you want us to listen to. Go ahead and comment.
Yeah. So drop a line, guys. We love all you guys, and we will see you next week. Right now, I don't think we have anything for it. Oh no, we do. We might have something for next week. This is a big. I cannot wait for this. This should be a special. I am so ready for this. I'm ready to deep dive into it. I'm gonna have tons of notes. It's gonna be fantastic. Should we spoil it right now? Should we give a little tease?
Oh man, I don't know if we should tease it. I think we should keep it fresh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. You guys will see you next week then. It's an exciting one. But guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Peace.